I feel as though I'd rather be back in the jungle and eating pig anus or something. But you've got to clean the meat before you start cooking it.
Cleaning your meat?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's got a whole different connotation to it. But This week, taking on the sightless spoons is a multi-talented individual by the name of Scarlette Douglas. Welcome, Scarlette.
Thank you for having me. I like that multi-talented. I'll take that.
I mean, you are multi-talented. You can sing, you can dance, you present TV, and there isn't anything you can't tell us about buying a house.
Very true, actually. So yes, thank you. I like it. I'll take it.
So going back to the beginning, you grew up in Cheshunt, right? What was food like at home?
It was so good. It was so good. My mum, Jamaican mother, if anybody has a Jamaican mother or Jamaican lady in their lives, they all know that they like to feed a lot.
It's big portions, right?
Big portions, and very rich in seasoning and flavours and spices, herbs. But it was just always, every meal was just amazing. And I think that is why I'm such a big foodie now. I blame my mum, basically.
And she was a good cook.
Yeah, very good cook.
Because it's funny, we've had other guests on, and they don't want to admit that their mum was a terrible cook. So it's nice that you can actually admit your mum was a good cook.
My mum was amazing.
My mum was a great cook, and it instilled a love of food in me and the rest of the family.
Yeah.
And strangely, I think that might have been one of the main reasons my dad married her, was because his mother was a filthy cook.
Oh no. Yeah. So he's like, I can't do this anymore. I need someone that can actually cook.
So, grew up at home, two brothers.
Yes.
Stuart and Andrew?
Yep, that's correct.
Stuart and Andrew. Are you in the middle? Where do you sit?
I'm the youngest.
Oh, you're
and
the baby.
The only girl.
And the only girl.
So, yes, I definitely got spoilt a lot. And probably do still get spoilt now, actually, even though I'm 36.
And not bullied relentlessly? I mean, was she a tough Jamaican mother?
Absolutely. We could not set a foot out of line. We had to make sure we worked hard. We all had extra skills that we loved. So for me, it was singing and dancing. My brothers, it was football. And my mum and dad were amazing. They let us do what we wanted to do as long as we got our grades first. And I think that was really important for all of us, really.
Because reading up on you and your brother and that kind of thing, you're all quite high achievers, aren't you?
We've been very lucky that we've had good schooling. Again, good parents have made sure that we've focused on getting good grades. And we've all just really enjoyed it. I think because you can kind of have the two of them, you can do well at school and then you can also do well in your sports. It's made us continue to want to do well in both of them. So we are all quite academic and all very creative.
But you went off and you studied
Performing arts.
Mm-hmm. So that was everything: acting, singing, dancing, the whole thing. When did you show any early promise of that?
Oh, I think from the youngest age ever. I remember my godmother, Pat, her daughter was a dancer. So from the minute I could start walking around 3 or 2.5, 3, I ended up going to dance class and kind of following her. So I just always loved sequins and sparkle.
Still to this day.
Yeah. And anything flamboyant and on the stage and anything that made things all about me. So basically, so singing and dancing, that was kind of the perfect thing for me to go into.
So you'd studied that and you went straight into the West End? Because, I mean, look, it's a tough business. My wife was in the same business.
Okay.
And as I always say about her, she's the unluckiest recording artist in history, right? She's had 7 record deals and never had a release.
You're lying.
No. But she worked as a commercial dancer and backing dancer for people and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And has a great voice. And it's that thing, isn't it? I know it from the restaurants. We employ a lot of theatre school kids.
Yeah.
And all these people are really talented, but
they don't get the big break.
Necessarily make it. I mean, you made a living, which puts you in a kind of, which I know seems strange to people, but to actually make a living doing it, it makes you quite unique, given the amount of people who want to be in the industry.
Yeah, it was very, very hard. And I think I was always told that I was never going to make it, which made me work that much harder, made me want to prove everybody that I'd said that wrong. So when I left college at 19, I remember I went to a college called Lane Theatre Arts in Epsom, and Miss Lane, who was the founder and also the I guess the headmaster there. I say headmaster like that because she was very scary. If anyone used to watch that show, and I remember her always kind of saying, "No, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it." And she's someone that's always stuck in my mind that I want to prove you wrong. Even at 36 now, I'm still wanting to prove Miss Lane wrong. And she made it really difficult for me. But actually, even though they were a tough 3 years...
Do you ever get invited back to do a talk?
I would love to go back and do a talk. I haven't been, probably because she knows what I would say. But those 3 years were difficult, but they definitely shaped me to be who I am. And I think I learnt rejection quite early on, so I could pick myself up, dust off and go again. Whereas those that were favourites at college never really knew how to deal with not being wanted. So it definitely made me more resilient. So actually, I don't regret that at all. I'm quite glad that I had a tough time going through those 3 years. And then I was the only person that graduated at college with 2 jobs. So I left as a dance captain and assistant choreographer for Thriller Live, the Michael Jackson musical. And also I got We'll Rock You in Zurich, Switzerland. So it was quite
19?
Nice. At 19, yeah. And I was lucky enough to just keep working after
In all of that, and I assume this is the influence of your brothers, you played for women's Arsenal
girls.
Girls as well?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So there was a tomboy side of me that just really loved football. I had no choice in my family. We all love football. And because my brothers played and I really looked up to them, I wanted to play as well. So I played a lot when I was younger. I played at Arsenal Girls, won a few trophies, did a few tournaments. And I had to then pick at some point what I was going to do. Was I going to focus on football or was I going to focus on performing arts? I also played hockey, and there was an opportunity to go quite far with hockey, but I decided on performing arts overall in the end.
I find hockey a terrifying game.
Do you?
What's the idea? Everyone's running around with sticks.
I know, I love it. I love it. I remember a girl hooked my stick once. I was like, ah! And the referee was like, time out, time out.
So there's a little underlying aggression there
Maybe
that
a
you're
little bit.
metering out on a field.
Yeah, exactly.
But you went on to have a lot of success dancing,
Yeah.
singing. You backing dance for a lot of big names like CeeLo Green and Paloma Faith and all that. What was that like, touring and...
It's just an amazing experience. Having a live audience anyway, whether it was doing musical theatre, whether it's performing in arena tours, just to be part of such a huge production and having an audience screaming, not specifically my name, but screaming towards the stage, just gives you that incredible feeling. It's so satisfying, it's gratifying, and I loved doing it. So to be able to have done it for 8 years, be able to back and dance for these incredible artists, was amazing. Brit Awards, back and dance for Anton Deck, Mobo
Who can
Awards.
dance themselves.
Who actually are very, very talented. Very talented.
No, I mean, you don't get a career like they've had without being
No,
talented.
exactly that. Exactly that.
And at roundabout, was there a decision that was made internally, like, this is great, but I'm not earning enough money?
From musical theatre?
That you decided to get into property,
Right.
which is a bit of a left turn,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Okay, so that, you're right, because there's no correlation between the two. But my eldest brother, doing football, had invested his money into property. And when I was 24, he had said, you don't have an equity pension. What are you going to do when you can't sing and dance anymore? For me, I'm thinking, well, I can literally do jazz hands for the rest of my life. I'll be fine. And he's like, no, seriously, especially as a dancer, that your lifespan is quite short. Not for any particular reason other than the older you get, there are younger ones coming out that can do more than you, that don't get injured as quickly, that can recover quicker from injuries. So he said, why don't you kind of come with me and we can learn how to, or I can teach you how to do property development. And it kind of was something that I did on the side. And I think because I was always being quite creative, loved my sequins, loved anything that was in your face, I focused more on the interior design side of things, so I could still use my creative flair, but it would come out that way. And it was great, and we had this partnership together. We worked. My brother did ask my other brother, Andrew, and Andrew was like, absolutely not, I don't want to work with you. I think he knew something I didn't know at the time, because it was been a tough journey, but it worked really well. And
Sounds like there's more to that than
yeah,
you're letting
definitely.
on.
It's been a tough journey, but we've come out the other side quite happily. And that, having that expertise is basically what helped me cross over into presenting. My first job was A Place in the Sun, had to have a property expertise. And little did I know that me doing the property stuff on the side would help me get that.
Did that for 7 years.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question about Place in the Sun.
Okay.
In those 7 years, and the obviously hundreds of people that you showed hundreds of different properties,
Yes.
how many of them actually bought one?
Oh gosh, if you're going to ask a percentage, I have no idea. But I was quite lucky. Quite a few did buy with me, but you can always tell the ones that aren't going to buy. So on a Sunday, we have house hunter drinks, they're called. So everybody gets together, the crew and the house hunters, just so we can meet, and it breaks the ice before you start filming on Monday. And the ones that would kind of drop in like, oh, the exchange rate isn't very good at the moment, or I'm not too sure if I know this area very well, you would then know there's no way they're going to buy.
Just hammering the free bar.
Yeah, all those ones that were legless by the end of the night. You're like, you're not here for the right reasons. But then there would be those that genuinely wanted to find somewhere to buy. And I always say, it's a lot of money to part with, and really you've got 4 days to look at 5 properties and then make a decision and buy. So actually it's a really big decision to make at the end of the week. So I would understand why not everybody would want to put their money down straight away. But there are some that are literally just there for a free holiday.
But I mean, I think, how many properties in the show do you, on average, it's
5. So they see 5 properties.
They see 5 properties.
Yeah.
Come on, some of them are just plain awful.
Some of them are horrendous. And the worst part is, Mark, you have to act like you found that house. There's a whole team behind that find the properties, but you have to act like, I've taken you here because I really think this is a good one for you. Whereas in my head, I'm thinking, this is awful, but there's nothing else on the market.
There might have been a murder in this bathroom.
Yeah, that red stain. Yeah. It's just paint. It's just paint.
Why did you leave?
I think it was getting to a point where I was getting so many other opportunities, and I really wanted to focus on those and see where else my presenting career could take me. So I really cut my teeth on that show. It was my first ever presenting job, and I'd learned so much, and all these other opportunities that were coming to me, I had to take them, which meant I had less time to do A Place in the Sun. So it got to a point where I had to make the decision. I'd done my stint on there. It was time to move on, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to, because I've been doing so many other things since leaving, and I love them.
Well, the first bit of food I've got relates to your first move after Place in the Sun, which is a bit of sushi.
Oh, yes.
Which you stated as the first thing you ate, because you were in the jungle in 2022.
Yes.
Right, and this was the first thing you ate when you came out of the jungle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Sushi?
Can you believe it? I love sushi. I feel like everything's in there. You've got a bit of veg, you've got your bit of starch with the rice, and you've got your meat or your fish. So it's a full meal in just a nice little small slice.
Now, the green stuff on the side, you got a problem with that, haven't you?
I hate wasabi.
Why do you hate wasabi?
It's just so strong. It literally blows your mind. I think you taste it.
The little tip of the fork into the lovely green wasabi there. I want to see. There's nothing on the fork there.
That's
come
enough.
On.
That's
come
enough.
On. All right, come on.
Oh, gosh.
Come on, a little bit of wasabi. Come on.
Absolutely hate it.
Come on, you've got some water there if it goes really badly wrong.
Oh, no.
Oh. You haven't even allowed yourself. That didn't even make it to the back of your tongue.
It's on my tongue and it's on the roof. It's still there. I just think it's disgusting.
But what I don't understand, right, is so when they make sushi rolls and when they make nigiri and stuff like that, they put a little bit of wasabi in it.
In where? What part of it?
There's a little. So when you get the piece of rice like that, right, there's a little stripe of wasabi under the fish. You see. So, going to the whole point of Spooning with Mark, there is no such thing as a bad ingredient. It's just how it's used.
Okay. Because to be honest, when I do have my soy sauce, I put the tiniest amount of wasabi in there to mix it all up.
Exactly. It's like,
but on its own.
Yeah, I mean, look, you'd have to be a lunatic to have all of that there.
Yeah.
That would blow. Your eyes would be streaming.
Everything, nose running. Everything.
How was the jungle for you?
Oh, it was brilliant. It was one of the best experiences I've had so far to date in my career, because it's a show that I've always watched when I used to do musicals. Never did I think I'd be on the show. Never did I think I'd be on it as soon as I have been on it in my presenting career. And I was part of the camp that was over there for the first time since COVID. So we got to go back to Australia. I think it was, I can't remember, was it the 20th year or something crazy? I don't know if it was that.
22nd.
22nd, right, there you go.
I'm sounding like Johnny the producer now.
He knows
with
all
those
the stats.
He is Mr. TV Stat. So the point of actually being quite disturbing.
I love the knowledge up there. So got to do that, and I was in the camp with some amazing people, and I'd look around thinking...
Well, some amazing people and Matt Hancock.
I was going to say, bar one, yeah, or Mancock as we called him in there. But we had some really great people, and it was the best experience. My brother got to come over with his wife and littlest child, and it was him actually that when I came out, he's like, right, I'm taking you. I found a great sushi place. He knows I love sushi. We're going to go and eat sushi for your first meal, and it was brilliant. But the whole experience, I pushed myself to the limit.
But there must have been downsides to it. I mean, they kind of do put you in an element of squalor, don't they?
Absolutely. There was, like, the food, there's no seasoning. I remember I was brought up with a Jamaican mum where there's jerk seasoning on pretty much everything. No salt, no pepper, no vinegar or lemons to clean the meat, because I'm very much, you've got to clean the meat before you start cooking it. Nothing.
Hold on, what do you mean clean the meat?
You clean the meat. I'm not going to eat chicken without cleaning it with lemon juice or vinegar. Clean it all off, and then you start seasoning it.
Sorry, but I've cooked for over 30
And you haven't cleaned your meat well. Right. I'm coming round to you to cook for you one day.
Cleaning your meat?
Absolutely. That is such a big thing in the black community, and it's so funny because we always talk about it, that not many people clean their meat.
No.
That's like a standard.
I mean, it's got a whole different connotation to it, but cleaning your meat, I think we need to move on. So, clean meat aside.
Yes.
They obviously edit it in a way that, you know, they want certain people to look better than others. You get a sense of that if you've watched it over the years. They kind of want to create characters in it. I mean, Matt Hancock didn't need any help, though, did he?
Not at all.
Was he? I mean, because he is the man we all love to not forgive. Mm-hmm. It's like, for some reason, because he was in that bit of human history where he really dropped the ball. And because we all had to sacrifice at that time, various levels for various people or whatever, we can't forgive him.
No.
But I have my own experience of Matt Hancock.
Oh, gosh.
So when my wife was pregnant with our one and only child, which was now 17 years ago, we went to a NCT class, right? And for those who don't know, that is the National Childbirth Trust, where they basically teach you how to have a baby. Yeah. Or what's going to happen. And Matt Hancock and his now ex-wife were there, who was a lovely lady.
Right.
And they showed us a video of a water birth.
Okay.
And the future Minister for Health, when watching the video, passed out.
You are joking with me.
Folded like a newspaper.
Which actually doesn't surprise me.
No. I mean, look, I'm a great one for redemption. Mm-hmm. However, I mean, how was he viewed by the other camp members when he was in there?
Especially Boy George, was not impressed when he walked in. But everyone was very much like, why are you here?
But George is quite difficult to impress full stop.
Yeah, well, that is very true, yeah. I think I only impressed him because I had on a bright green jumpsuit and he liked the colour of it. So I was like, thank goodness, I'm in your good books.
I mean, it's a great jumpsuit today, by the way.
Thank you very much.
For those who can't see, bronze sequin jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Again, just like to be seen.
Yeah.
Like to be in your face.
Not going to miss you in there.
No, definitely not. He definitely tried to, he came in trying to be the guy that had reformed, so to speak. This new person, he wanted to come in, he was really apologetic, he was trying to be nice to everybody, but he was doing too much, and you can see through that straight away. And then you can't keep that facade up, and it started to crack and break, and you can see the real him coming through, which he's quite a selfish person, and people could see that with the food and the sharing and him taking extra for himself. Yeah, literally, and I love my food, and I'm thinking, mate, we've got to all share here, and you've only just come in, so chill out. But he just, I think Charlene and Sue did kind of, we all questioned him, but they questioned him, and they're like, but why are you here? And he's like, I just want forgiveness. And I remember when I was in there thinking, how genuine are you? But he looked quite genuine, and then when I came out and I watched that clip back, I could see there wasn't a single tear, there wasn't any remorse, and I just thought, Are you really apologetic? Yes, okay, you want to be forgiven, fine. Everybody deserves forgiveness for something that they've done. But maybe the way you're going about it is incorrect.
Moving on.
Yes.
I've got a little something else here for you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to pop that down there. Mm-hmm. Now, here we have some delightful buttered toast.
Okay.
Right?
Lovely.
Why would you not put that on it?
Why would you bring that out?
It's Marmite. I understand you either love it or hate it.
Yeah, I hate it.
And as I've said before, I fall into a weird category where I don't mind it.
Oh, wow.
I'll take it or leave it.
No.
But you, no?
Absolutely not. Please tell me I'm not going to have to taste that after I've had to taste the wasabi.
Well, I mean, how bad can it be?
Not only does it look gross, it smells gross, and the taste is just...
You say it smells gross?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let's get the lid off here. It's a bit yeasty. Go on, have a smell of that.
No. Oh, absolutely not. No.
So I can't tempt you.
I mean, I feel like I should try it because I'm here, and if I can do the jungle and try some of the weird and wonderful foods there...
I've got a little knife for you there. You can judge the amount, or I can do it.
No, I think you're going to give me too much.
All right, well, you do it for yourself there. It's just Marmite on toast, Scarlett.
Okay.
That's all it is.
I feel as though I'd rather be back in the jungle and eating, I don't know, pig anus or something.
I mean, it's not comparable to pig anus, for goodness sake. I mean, there is almost none on that toast, to be fair. How bad is that? When was the last time you? When was the last time you tried it?
I don't know. A long time ago. That's bad. That is not good.
Listen, I hope we have more success with our spoons because you're quite a hard woman to change the opinion of.
I need to have just a little bit of the normal toast with the nice salted butter on it to take that taste out of my mouth.
All right, I will take the Marmite away. I'm putting it far out away.
Thank you.
I mean, I can pop it in your bag. You can take it home. No?
I don't even want to look at it.
All right, fine. Be like that. Right, let's move all this out of the way because we've got to that time now.
But the butter is lovely on that toast.
It's lovely butter. I mean, do you want me to hold on to the toast just in case you need it as a palate cleanser?
Yes, thank you.
Right, let's put that out the way. We're going to keep the toast in reserve just in case anything I do next. So it's time for you to don the blindfold.
Okay.
Right, so pop that on.
Yes.
And then to the listeners and the viewers at home, I will reveal the first spoons.
Right.
Okay. Now, I'm going to feed this to you.
Okay. Have you cleaned your meat?
Well, I want to warn you now, it's a substantial mouthful.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Okay.
You can compose yourself.
Yes.
Here it comes. Open wide. There we go. Oh, you got it all. There we go. Now, tell me what you're experiencing, what the flavours are, textures. What are you getting?
Okay. I like the crisp. Mm-hmm. I'm getting something that's quite meaty.
Mm-hmm. Flavour-wise or texture-wise?
The texture is kind of like a soft, rubbery texture.
Soft rubbery. But what flavours? Can you distinguish what the protein is?
No.
See, this is the interesting thing. When you remove sight, so many things become confusing. Take your blindfold off. You've got a scallop with black pudding there.
Ooh. Okay.
And one of the things you said...
The scallop I love, but the black pudding I hate, but that is really good.
Exactly, you see?
Wow. That is actually really good.
You were quite vehement in your hate and went to the great detail
as to why you hate black pudding. That is actually very good.
But that's a great combination, scallop and black pudding.
I never would have thought that.
Yeah, it's a delicious thing, right? Because as long as you don't leave it too soft and you crisp it up in the pan and you get that kind of textural difference between the rubbery but delicious hand-dived scallop.
Good rubbery.
Yeah, good rubbery.
Yeah.
So would you eat that without the blindfold on now?
I absolutely would now,
Go on then, that's yours to eat.
Oh, thank you. I think it's more what is in black pudding that I really don't like the thought of.
Yeah, but as I say, it's all part of. I mean, once you've cleaned your meat, you're quite happy to eat meat. It's just another part of the animal, you know. And I believe that if we are to, you know, end an animal's life for our nourishment, you should eat every part of it. And therefore, there's nothing wrong with black pudding as far as I'm concerned. And now, as far as you're concerned, there isn't as well.
I might have to start getting that for breakfast.
Yeah. But just, the tip is, cook it a bit more.
Okay.
Crisp it up. It'll, you know, because it's quite high fat content. So if you cook it a bit longer, it doesn't get horrible the crispier it gets. I think it gets a bit nicer.
That is definitely nice.
It's when they serve it a bit half cooked and
soggy.
a bit sweaty.
Yeah.
No, you don't want that.
No one sweaty.
Well, we've succeeded.
Yes.
We succeeded in changing your mind about black pudding.
Yes, indeed.
You don't need the cleansing element of the bread and butter.
No, the cleansing toast can wait for now.
Okay, blindfold on again.
Okay, let's go.
We're going to the next one. I'm going to slide this across the table and then reveal. Oh, now.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that didn't sound good.
Chefs. No, well, no, it's quite a big mouthful, this one.
Okay.
Not that the last one wasn't, but here we go. Now, this is going to be interesting texture-wise. I don't know how I'm going to get that all in. Hold on. But can you go any wider than that? Hold on, I'm going to push it in with my finger, if you'll excuse me.
Oh.
There you go. Go on. Chew. It's nice. Go. What have you got there?
Mustard.
Oh, she got the mustard first.
And some sort of meat.
And what else?
Is it?
What else have we got there? Because this is something you said you loved. This was an important dish in your life.
Okay. I told you in the hole, I've got sausage,
Yes.
I've got pastry, and I've got terrible mustard.
Well, I just thought I'd try and hide a bit of mustard in your favourite dish there. Did I ruin it with the mustard?
You did, but honestly, it tasted like there was loads of mustard.
Yeah.
And it's the smallest amount.
Yeah, tiny amount. Because it's all that thing of like, you know, if an ingredient is controversial, don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Because it can complement.
Yeah, this part, lovely.
So have I ruined your favourite dish for you?
Yeah, I think you might have done.
Well, to be honest, I can't take full responsibility. It was Jamie, and it was his idea to put some mustard on it as well.
Jamie.
But I think, you know, it's a classic, isn't it?
See, I've never...
Do you want me to scrape the bit of mustard off that
yeah,
so you can eat
absolutely,
the
and
other
then I'll
one?
eat the rest of it.
Okay,
Is that a thing then? Do people put mustard with...
I don't know if
nice
you're aware,
savouries like
mustard
this?
is quite a commonplace condiment that
That can go on anything.
lots of people enjoy.
Again, why? Why? I don't understand it. I thought that the three of them, the wasabi, the Marmite, and the mustard,
Yeah.
my worst, condiments.
I know.
foods.
We slightly laid it on thick for you because we've managed to get almost everything you hate.
Thank you.
And then to try and combine it with things that you really like. Mm-hmm. So, what have we changed your opinion on?
Black pudding, definitely.
Black pudding.
Black pudding can stay.
Black pudding can stay.
Mm-hmm.
Wasabi's still out.
Mixed in with some soy sauce.
Yeah. But as an element, it's there, right? Not as a standalone thing. But I think anyone who eats wasabi on their own might need psychiatric help.
I think you're right.
Yeah. But and no, still
Mustard's
no
still
to
no,
mustard.
unfortunately.
Because that was a nice delicate Dijon. It wasn't like heavy, hardcore English.
It gets heavier than that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't think you've eaten that much
No.
mustard, have you?
No, I really haven't.
When did you first get fed mustard?
I don't know. But maybe I've just blacked that out and blocked it out of my memory.
Anyway, I'm glad that we've managed to change your opinion on a couple of things. But it is interesting how when the site is removed,
It really is.
you can't tell. You can't tell. You've just got to go with actual
what's in the
flavour
mouth.
rather than preconception. An extra large spoonful of thanks to you, Scarlett, for taking part today and being brave and trying everything. Well, that's the spooning done for today. We will, of course, be back next week with another guest, and we will be challenging them on the foods that they think they love and the foods that they think they hate. Massive thanks to the Mount Street restaurant here, and of course to Jamie Shears for creating some delicious spoons, which did change some opinions this week, which is great. If you like what we're doing here at Spooning, follow us at Spooning with Mark Wogan across all the social media channels. And of course, we do also have our own YouTube channel with extra special footage of our guests and what we got up to. See you next week, you beautiful people.